How are you, man?
What's up, bro? I'm good. How you doing?
God bless, man. I'm good.
Because I don't believe in a man God that orders the unalivement of women and children
Okay.
and babies.
Okay. So you don't believe in a man God that orders the say it again? The
You know
unaliving.
your Bible, right? You
Yeah.
know so
So
much about religion.
yeah, yeah.
You know your Bible.
Yeah.
I
You
don't have
what
to
you
repeat
yeah what you
myself.
was yeah. Calm down. What I'm saying is you actually have a contradiction here. So
Okay.
if you believe that the man that came in the person of Jesus Christ was the person who ordered the unaliving of the children and the babies and whatnot that you said, you would have to believe that he is a man God. You wouldn't have a choice. So those two things are contradictions. Either you don't believe that he was God at all, or you just don't believe in the God that ordered these things. Which one is it?
No, so I'm coming because your faith as Christians, right? Believe, I believe you're a Trinitarian, right? I'm sorry, somebody keep calling me.
I'm
Are
yeah,
you a
I'm
Trinitarian or?
yeah, I'm a Trinitarian. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not a Christian because according to you, I have to believe that a man came who was
Yep.
also God, which
Yes.
makes no sense. 100% man, 100% God. If I'm right, I'm
Yep.
right.
You're right.
And he came and he offered himself up on a stick.
Yes.
While in the previous testaments,
Yes.
right, according to you guys, he was ordering the unalivement of innocent women,
Okay.
innocent babies,
Whoa,
animals. No, 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 no. Hold on,
whoa,
because you're giving moral arguments
whoa.
against
Yeah,
Islam,
I
and
have.
Islam
Listen,
has nothing as bad as
my man.
that, as my
Listen,
boy.
listen
I
to.
don't know why
Okay.
you being a hypocrite, but
All
I
right.
know you know your Bible has way worse stuff.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Now,
And by the way, I just want to say to the other lady, I fully support Hamas.
yeah, no problem. All right? Calm down. Now, if you
No,
want to
I'm
do,
calm. I
okay,
just don't understand how you're giving moral arguments when the Bible teaches you could beat your slave in a
all right,
day,
okay.
and
Yeah,
then
hold
even
on.
if he
Hold
dies, you'll be
on.
good.
We're about to show you your God does all that in his hadith and stuff.
Why are you talking about the Quran
Hold
now?
on.
I'm
We're
talking
going to
about
show
the
you
Bible. I'm
because
bringing up moral arguments about the
this can't be
Bible.
a theological problem if you have it too, friend.
No, I don't
Go
have
ahead,
any.
Eusebius.
No, there's no. Show me in the
All right,
Quran where it
so
says I'm allowed to unalive innocent women and children.
okay,
In the
There's
Quran in
nowhere in
chapter
the
18.
Quran it says
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, so in the Quran, El Khidr unalives a little boy, and Moses said, "What did you do? He's a little kid." So this
Um,
happens in your Quran. And Muhammad says in Sahih Bukhari 7108, when God punishes a nation, the punishment falls on the whole population indiscriminately, then God resurrects them and sorts it out. That's
yeah.
in Sahih
So,
Bukhari.
yeah.
Muhammad said the
Look, look,
whole
look, look. Stop
population,
machine
the
gunning, bro. I'm
punishment falls
answering
on.
one at a time. You want me to
Yep,
answer? I'll
yep.
answer, but don't
Sahih
stop
Bukhari
machine gunning.
7108. Go
I'm
ahead.
a little older, man. I can't keep remembering like 60 arguments
That's
after
okay.
me. Let's go one by
We'll
one, okay?
remember it for you.
No, no, no,
Yep.
no. Let's go. I know you're reading off a
Yeah.
computer. I don't have to read
Yeah,
off a
let's
computer.
I'm
he's
not reading,
not.
I'm driving.
No, no, it's
I'm
He's
okay.
driving.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Acting like you haven't
I'm
looked this up hundreds of
I'm
times.
driving. All right, let's
Listen,
start it.
listen,
Let's
listen.
start
No,
with
no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no.
Let's
Wait,
start
wait,
with
wait. Yo,
Bukhari.
host,
Let's
you
start with
see?
Bukhari
Host.
7108.
I brought up a verse for you, and instead of addressing it, you're moving
All
on. So
right,
you do
listen.
you
What
do you
I'll do
concede
is
that verse?
very quickly.
Do you concede that verse?
My
You
man,
concede that verse?
no problem. What I'll do, I'll explain that really quickly, and we'll get to Islam. Okay, we have no problem.
Okay,
Yes,
explain
yes.
why Jesus said I
All
can
right,
kill
so,
innocent women and children.
all
I
right,
will show you.
cool. So one,
Sahih Bukhari
Yo, I'm talking to
7108.
the host. I'm not talking to Travis Lee.
here, I'm gonna finish this up really quick, and then we're gonna move on to the Quran. Right. So it depends on which verse you're referring to. If you're
No,
referring
why
to,
you want to move on to the Quran so far? Are you
yeah,
scared for other verses that I'm gonna bring to the
I just,
Bible?
said, my man. Do you want an
Don't
answer?
forget, I brought up about you could beat your slave, and
Do
then
you?
even if he dies,
Okay.
nothing will happen to him. You know, where
Well,
women have to shave their head.
here, we'll show you. Muhammad said you can grape them,
No, so my argument
and
basically
we
is
can
that he's
sell
making moral
two.
arguments about
You
Islam
won't let
when
me. You just
Christianity
keep
has
talk.
things
You
that are
keep
millions
talking.
and
You
millions
keep
and millions
talking.
of time worse.
You keep talking. Do
Because
you?
you don't like what I'm saying. You
Do
don't like
you?
hearing what your Bible says. I'm reading your Bible.
Okay.
This is
Do
Jesus's
you
words.
want
So
an?
let's
Do you want an answer or not?
I want to know why you're making moral arguments against Islam when
Okay.
get on that
Christianity teaches
button,
way
child
worse
toucher. Hold
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
Now, since you don't want an answer, so now I'm just gonna let you go ahead, Travis Lee. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the God of the Quran says all over the Quran, how many generations have we destroyed before them? Can you hear the slightest voice from them? Indicating he completely wiped out entire groups of people. And this takes place in chapter 5, verse 21. God, and then Muhammad addresses this. He said, when God punishes a nation, it falls on the whole population indiscriminately. Then God works it out. Now, you can't have a theological problem against Christianity of God taking women and children home because they belong to God, and your God does this in the Quran when He floods the world. I don't remember him sending little life rafts when he floods the world and takes the little babies away, right? And he also does this in the case of Sodom and Gomorrah. He destroys the entire town. Everyone is annihilated. This cannot be a theological problem against Christianity. And then you have the unaliving of children. When Muhammad's caravan robbing thugs were unaliving the women and children during the night raids, Muhammad said, they're from them. That was Muhammad's response to unaliving women and kids.
Yes.
Kids, where's the proof? Where's your proof?
Yeah. So,
Where's your proof?
Yeah, it's in the hadith. I can pull it over and show it to you.
I got you.
Pull it
I
up.
can pull it up.
Anyways, I have a question. How come your guys' Bible allows
hold on just a
marrying-
second.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's not shotgun topics. So, and then we have in page 551 of Muhammad's biography where two little girls were making fun of him, and then he has them unalive. Muhammad himself ordered the unaliving of a girl that hurt his little baby
I need the
feelings.
proof. Where is the proof?
Yeah, that's page 551, Ibn Asad.
Here's number one.
Where? Is this in the Quran?
Here's number one. All right, this is what you asked
The
for
Quran
first. It is reported on the authority of Sahih Benjamin that the Prophet of Allah, when asked about the women and children of the polytheists being killed in a night raid, he said, they are from among them, i.e. it's fine. Who cares? They're from among them. I don't care. So that's number one. So that's
Wait, where's the source from? Where's the source from?
Sahih Muslim.
Sahih Muslim?
Yeah. You Sunni?
Can you go back? What hadith is the number of the...
1745A.
Now, hey brother, can you since you're on the other device,
What was the number?
put up
1745A right there.
Hey bro, can you put up Bukhari 7108?
I sure can, boss.
This is my favorite response to the Muslims getting mad about God wiping out entire nations. Now remember, women and children, there's no one innocent in the Bible. The Bible says that all have sinned and all have fallen short of the glory of God. The only thing that we deserve is destruction.
Here you go.
So there's no one perfect.
Says
So here's all right. So let's read this to the Muslims that are crying about God wiping out entire populations.
Allah's, where my pen, man? You got me lit today. Allah's messenger said, if Allah sends punishment upon a nation, then it befalls upon the whole population indiscriminately, and then they will be resurrected and judged according to their deeds.
Okay, since you guys are so moral, I have a question for
Wait,
you.
do you understand? Do you hear what we're saying?
No.
We're responding to the
She said
claim,
no.
the accusation. Wait, do you know where you're at right now?
No, I need it on the screen.
We just
need
put it
to
on the
see it.
screen.
Yeah, you read very fast. I can't.
Oh,
keep
sorry.
up.
I'm sorry. I do talk fast. I'll be honest about that. I do talk kind of fast. There you go. You can see it. I'll leave it up for you. I do talk kind of fast sometimes. I ain't gonna cap you down.
Okay, what's wrong with this one?
Yeah, so what we're addressing is the Muslims claim that they're upset that God wipes out women and children.
Okay, that's God. Are you arguing with God?
No, we're not. We're
That's the
actually
point.
not.
Okay,
Yeah,
then,
that's the point. Thank you.
okay, then you're upset that God is immoral,
No.
basically.
No,
No,
we don't think it's
that's-
immoral. The argument
We
from the
don't think
Muslims
it-
was it's immoral. We're saying,
God,
The what? Wait, what? What?
go ahead, Joe.
the last Muslim that just came up here was upset that God wipes out women and children, and we were just showing that in the Quran, the God does the same thing. The God of the Quran makes the same claims.
Okay, his argument isn't mine.
Women
I'm
and
not
children,
the same
right?
Muslim.
Right. So it sounded like you came up to white knight him, and then you fell in the middle of a conversation.
All right.
It's not my argument.
Okay, that's how we got here.
What's your
But your
argument?
your God is
I
very
came
immoral,
up to ask a question. So is yours, right?
What's your
Sleeping
question?
with, sleeping with little
Hold
kids.
up. You're claiming mine is immoral. Why in Deuteronomy 20
Me
does it
too.
say that you could marry a young girl you violated for
Nope.
50
Okay.
shekels?
All right,
Nope.
It says that
let's
you-
read.
yes, it does.
Let's read it.
Hold on.
Let's just read
You
it.
about to-
We'll just go to the blue letter. We'll read it. This is like I think this is at this point my computer brings this up. When I type in blue letter, it just immediately goes to this verse because y'all love it so
we got
much.
the verses memorized now, man.
Exactly.
You guys bring this up once a day. We flog it, and then you come back the next day.
So let's knock this out really quick. I got time today. All right, we're going to Deuteronomy 22.
But we got to start at 25.
That's true.
where a rapist is put to death.
All right, now let's start at 25. Hold on. Let's start at 25. Now, here we go. Let's take a look at this.
Wait, before you start, Eusebius, do you understand? You wouldn't fault us for going to the original language, would you, friend? You guys want us to do this when we read your Quran, right?
Hey, go to the original language.
Yeah.
Go to Aramaic, not Hebrew. Go to Aramaic.
This is the Old Testament. It's written in Hebrew, boss.
The Old Testament's in Hebrew, friend.
Okay, so it's not in the original.
Hebrew is the original.
Hebrew
No,
is
it's not. It's
the
Aramaic. It's
Oh
Aramaic.
my gosh, who told you that? Stop.
No,
This is
it's
embarrassing.
Aramaic.
Stop.
You guys
You're embarrassing.
don't-
Okay, all right. No problem. We'll just do this. This is Aramaic. No
Go
problem.
ahead.
This is Aramaic because
Oh,
you're not
this
gonna know the
is
difference
hard.
anyway. Let's be honest with ourselves here. You're not gonna know the difference. All right, let's get to it. All right, now this is verse 25. Let's read it together first. It says, "But if a man finds a betrothed young woman in the countryside, and the man forces her and lies," you see where it says forces her right there, Habibi?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see what that word forces her is in the Aramaic. All right, it's hazak. All right,
Hazak, yeah.
2388. You see how that word right there? This is the word for grape. It's 2388 hazak. You see that, right? We're all in agreement.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so that's when the young woman was forced. Now let's go down to the verse you're referring to. It's verse 28. If a young man, let's read together. If a young man finds a woman who's a virgin and not betrothed and seizes her and lies with her, and they are found out. Now let's look at this word right here when it says and seizes her. What is that? Does this say tazak or does it say another word, tapas?
Tapaz. Yeah.
Tapaz.
What's your point?
Is that
Two different words.
Yeah, we see the
Okay,
word.
then which one do you believe?
It's two different verses, ma'am. One verse says a rapist gets unalived. This verse isn't talking about grape at all.
Exactly.
Force is grape, dude.
No, here,
It
friend,
doesn't.
watch.
Yeah, I agree. This is the verse that says forces. This verse doesn't say force.
Exactly. So this verse in Deuteronomy 22:28. Do you know what Deuteronomy means, Habibi?
No.
It means repeat of the law. It's repeating a law that was given previously. So this law is Exodus 22, verse 16.
I already was pulling it up.
You're already on it, man. You're a
Yes,
prophet.
Lord.
So it's repeating this law, and this is what it says. It's not about a rapist. The rapist was just unalived 3 verses prior.
Here's the law. Hold on. 22.
16.
Here we go. If a man entices a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall surely pay the bride price for his to-be wife. If his father utterly refuses to give him to her, he shall pay money according to the price of virgins. So what does it say he did to her?
Okay, read the whole chapter. Read the whole chapter.
Entices. No, we're not going
Read
to
the whole
read the whole chapter.
Not
what
the
are you
whole
talking
chapter,
about?
sorry, the whole
If you go back, bro,
I
if
don't
you
know
go back,
what's
if you go back to the verse that she's complaining about, Deuteronomy 22:28,
Got you.
it says if they are found, they're hiding their relationship.
Yes. If they are found out. So it doesn't say he. It says if they are found out.
Right. So what they're doing is hiding their relationship, and I can show this even in early Judaism. This is how this word was used as to entice. So you can't run off and sleep with a woman, send her home with her dad, and then think that he's going to give her off to another man, and then the man is going to find out that this woman's damaged goods. So we're going to have a big problem.
Even right here,
yeah.
Tapas, primitive root. What does it say right there? Habibi?
Manipulate, entice, or this is how we would say he seized my heart. He captured my heart, stuff like that.
Manipulate.
Yep. So it's 2 different words, Habibi. We'll go to the original language. We don't read through the Muslim glasses. You read this on a milk carton somewhere on Facebook. Muslim apologetics, Facebook memes. You can't believe everything a Muslim reads you, even if you're that Muslim.
Make sense, Habibi?
So now let me show you that you can grape women in the Quran. Chapter 4, verse 24 of the Quran. Hold on.
Oh, see, you guys are doing this.
Hold on, Habibi. Get ready. Hold on, get ready.
I've heard this one before.
Hold on, get ready, Habibi.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Chapter 4, verse 24. The Muslims were doing dingy with captured women that they took. Their conscience was bothering them.
424. You got a Quran?
10 verses before it says that if you get out of character, that your husband can smack you around. 10 verses before that one.
That's not how that works.
That's in the Quran.
No, that's not it.
Okay, we'll see.
We're gonna go over that one
in
too.
a second.
Right? Let's pull this up for you, all right? And let me show you here, all right? Now, you see what it says right there,
I have a
right?
question. The Quran. Do you guys go back to
Here,
the?
don't-
We can
don't
if you
manifest.
want. We can if you want. It's not a problem,
Yeah,
right?
don't.
Okay.
Hold tight.
Do you see it says Quran.com, right?
The
Yeah,
original
yeah.
Quran was in
Go ahead, go
Aramaic.
ahead.
All right, so yeah.
The Quran was Arabic, bro. Aramaic for the Old Testament.
All right, here you go. Right, let's read it. Right. Also forbidden are married women, except female captives in your possession. Do you think that's moral, Habibi?
Think a married
God said
woman.
so.
Oh,
So if
but
Allah
you were just complaining. You were just complaining about grape. Can you put up Jello Lane's commentary, friend?
It doesn't
sure
say
can.
grape.
Get
It
on
doesn't
that
say
mute
force.
button.
It doesn't
I
mention
sure
You
can.
get on
none
that
of
mute
that.
button. Watch.
It doesn't say
Watch.
none of that.
Get on that mute button. Just watch what happens in a second.
I
We got
sure
the
can.
two we got the two Jalels making a guest appearance, and they got really big beards. Watch.
And
They even got the
forbidden
yellow in it.
to you are wedded women, those with spouses, that you should marry them before they have left their spouses, be they Muslim free women or not, save what your right hand on have captured. What does that say, Habibi? Does that say girls?
Yes.
Slave girls, little girls, whom you may have sexual intercourse with, even if they have spouses among those in enemy camp, but only after you have been exalted possibility of pregnancy.
Are those married women?
Only after what?
Wait, hold on. Is that them ravenous, barbarous Arabs mounting women they captured?
Yes, that absolved of the possibility of pregnancy. This is the after the divorce.
They
And
have.
for
No,
Wait.
captives,
It says they
hold
got
on,
husbands.
hold on.
Hold on.
Read,
It says they got
Habibi.
husbands.
They are no longer with their husbands.
Habibi,
They
Habibi,
consent to
Habibi,
this.
read what it says. Read this word.
Even
Keep going.
if they're married, dude. I know. I can read. I know that.
So you can have sex with them even if they're married. You think that's okay?
Bro. Yeah,
What's
because they waited after a Muslim is divorced, a female Muslim is divorced.
You're
I'm sure you
missing
know
it.
people debate
It
Muslims
says
all the time.
Hold on.
What
even
happened?
if they're married.
Answer my question. Answer my
You're
question.
thinking
I
too
knew
far
what it
ahead.
said. I knew what it said.
You're
I
thinking
read
too
it.
far ahead, friend. So
No,
are
no,
the
I'm
women
asking you,
married?
When a woman divorce, what that period after?
It's
she's
called
not allowed-
iddah. It's called the iddah.
Exactly. There you go.
There's no
There
iddah
you
here.
go.
These women are married. It says whom you may have intercourse with, even if they have husbands among the enemy camp.
After the period of iddah.
Let me show you
still married.
really quick. Let me show you this isn't an iddah. How long is an iddah? Let's see how well you know Islam. How long
3
is
months.
the iddah? 3 months. Now 3 months or 3 what?
I don't remember.
3 months or 3 monthly cycles, right? How many monthly cycles do you wait for the slave girl? What does that say?
After one menstrual cycle.
1. So is this an iddah at all? No.
Considered, yeah.
No, an iddah is 3. You can't add to the Quran. The Quran, pause. The Quran says an iddah is 3 monthly cycle or 3 months for the old women and the little girls.
Hey, let's do this, you CBS. What's the definition of adultery, Habibi?
Sleeping outside of marriage. Or I mean,
No, that's fornication, friend. What's the definition of adultery?
Sleeping with another while married.
Someone that's married, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's this Quran verse saying that the Muslims can?
To you, these are captives. These are
I don't
prisoners.
care. Are they married? I don't care.
Yes,
Are they married?
But they
Okay.
gave them that period.
What's
No,
the
they
definition?
didn't. No, they didn't. And how long
No,
is an
it didn't.
iddah? Let's do it again. How long is an iddah?
Okay, hold up. Pause. I said they have a like a what's the word? Like a what's it called? Like an exception. For
That's nice. So there's an exception for adultery.
Hold
That's
on.
Beautiful.
Hold on.
Because the Muslims are horny. There's an exception.
Hold on. In this situation, these women, at the time, you have to look at it in the historical context as well, because women.
Yeah,
who
men are horny.
Hold on. Women who were taken captive in war were treated as slaves, so they had no rights. But marrying these women gave them more rights than a slave.
Habibi, you messed up already.
Where
does it say marry them at all in that verse?
It says they're already married. They have husbands.
It's
How
not.
can they get married twice?
But they had their exceptional in the period. Therefore, husband
my man's. Listen to what we're saying. Nowhere in this verse does it say to marry the slave girls. It just says you can do the dingy with them. It's not telling you to marry them.
Okay, go back to the Arabic translation. Go back to the Arabic meaning.
What?
Go back
you
to
mean
the
Aramaic?
original.
Aramaic?
Arabic.
Aramaic.
The original.
Aramaic.
It was written in Arabic.
Aramaic.
You know what?
It's originally in Syriac, by the way.
You want the Arabic, it's not going to help you. I get
So
that.
there's an exception being made for married women. These women are considered married according to the Quran.
Yes, but they have their iddah
you can
period.
mount them.
Iddah is only for divorced women.
What's
or
an
women
iddah?
who
What's
divorced.
let's why we keep doing this? Are you okay? Can you add to what Allah said?
Sorry, what?
Can you add to
doing
what
bid'ah?
Allah said?
No.
Okay, what did Allah say awaiting a iddah was? How long is an iddah according to Allah?
Allah also gave the one menstrual cycle. That's his version.
No,
of
show
iddah
me
for these enslaved women.
show me in the Quran where it says an iddah can ever be one monthly cycle. Ever
I
one
said
time.
it's an exception.
Show me
Okay, hold on.
that exception in the
Okay,
Quran.
stop shouting. I'm getting it.
Good,
Calm down.
Thank you.
Yeah, you grab that, and let me explain to the room what's going on here. Muhammad's ravenous animals came out of the desert after chasing lizards, and they went to war and spread Islam by blade and conquest. So they didn't have wives with them, right? So they were debating on whether to clap the cheeks of these captured women. And the Muslim followers of Muhammad were like, hey, we don't really like to have sex with these women. They got husbands. So Muhammad said, I got you, bro. So he drops down on the ground, starts sweating profusely, and then he comes up with this verse that says, you can do it. You can do it. So this is reported in Ibn Kathir. The Muslims' conscience were bothering them about sleeping with married women. So Allah, the most ravenous and most horny, showed up to please the Muslim male member again. Once again, guys.
I want to see if she ever find this verse. Let's see. As a matter of fact, let's get it started today. I ain't been a DJ today. Let's see what I
And then we got a 434 after this. So now we see that the God of the Quran makes concessions to grape women that you capture. They're already married. Concessions to do adultery. And then after this, if the woman at home complains, you get to smack her up and jail her in her bedroom. Don't you get mad at me for sleeping with right-hand captured girls. Get in your room, and then I'll be in there with my moose whacker.
3,000.
3,000. Battery operated, 60 beats a minute.
Habibi, did you find the verse?
I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Keep looking. All right, matter of
I'll
fact,
give you 1,400 years.
I'll tell you what, for you, I got something special. For you. I'm gonna drop that hot stuff for you. Hold on. I was gonna play the Jeopardy, but I think for you, I'm gonna drop that hot stuff.
Isn't it funny that they think they're complaining about grape just to find out that it's all over their Quran?
Wow.
You know, Muhammad. Hold on, Habibi, get on that mute button. Muhammad was sleeping with Sophia while the bodies of her whole family were still warm on the floor. Muhammad was already mounting Sophia. Just unalived her dad, her brother, her newlywed husband, and Muhammad is sleeping with Sophia while the bodies are still warm, friend.
Where is your proof?
Nasty,
Did you find that verse yet that changed the iddah?
Yeah, you got homework.
Keep looking.
So hey, Eusebius, I'm back at the office, bro. I just wanted to hop up and school that last Muslim a
You did
little
not
bit.
even give me
God bless
proof.
you, brother.
You can't about what you just claimed. You
Yeah,
can't.
you got homework to do. We can't overload you. Muhammad said women. Muhammad said women got half brain, so we only got one half to work with. So take care of Eusebius.
God bless you, brother.
And remember the dude standing at Muhammad's tent was like, you just unalived her whole family. I was worried she was going to harm you while he was inside on top of her. And he comes out in the morning and says, well, that's good. And he laughed about it. He stood out there the whole night with his sword.
Proof. You don't have proof.
We'll pull it up later. First, I want you to get your proof, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Just one thing at a time, Habibi. Just one thing at a time. You comb the hair of your dolls. Comb the hair of your dolls and get that verse. But take care, Eusebius.
God bless, brother. Let's get a little, little mean time here. You know what I'm saying? Assalamu alaikum, work to the law. Yo. Assalamu alaikum, fell in love with a Muslimah. Turn me on, you say, wa alaikum salam. I love how you look in your hijab. But you look so gorgeous when you all salam. Assalamu alaikum, fell in love with a Muslimah. Turn me on, you say, wa alaikum salam. I love how you look in your hijab. What y'all say? He say, run it back one time. Run it back one time. Run it back one time. It's called Sent For Me by TC, guys. Sent For Me by TC. Run it back one time. Shout out Habibi. Shout out Habibi. Assalamu alaikum. Don't take this the wrong way. Assalamu alaikum, fell in love with a Muslimah. I got a question. Ain't that zina? He said it turned me on when she said wa alaikum salam. That ain't his wife yet. That's zina. That is zina. That is pure zina, guys. That's pure zina. Habibi, did you find the verse?
I'm looking. Hold on.
Habibi, it doesn't exist, Habibi. That's only for the slave girls, man, not your wife.
Yeah, I know.
You don't marry these slaves, man. All right, Habibi. I'm gonna bring somebody else up.
Yeah, here this I think it was Nisa 4:3.
Nisa? 4? 3 what?
3.
Just 3?
4:3.
4-3. Okay. Let's see what 4-3 says. All right, let's pull it up. 4-3.
Hold up.
It says, if you fear you might fail to give an orphan woman their due rights if you were to marry them, then marry other women of your choice, 2, 3, or 4. But if you're afraid you'll maintain justice, then content yourself with one of these bond women in your possession. So there it just says, if you feel like you're gonna try to have sex with a young girl, instead,
Hold on.
just have sex with a slave. So that didn't change the idea. That just told you have sex with a slave if you feel like you may not be able to control yourself. It's better not to control yourself with a slave than to not control yourself with the orphan girl. So that just made it worse. There's another verse that says you can have sex with slaves.
While I look for this, you could have someone up here.
God bless you. Welcome real request, man. You need to learn more about Islam, Habibi. I think you will leave it if you learn more about it. I think you will leave it if you just learn more about Islam. You should not be a Muslim.
Sorry, crazy. Can you show me the verse you had up earlier from Nisa 24?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
I have my proof.
You got your proof?
I just want to see the one you showed me. Yeah, I just want to see the verse you had up there.
You got proof of what?
Of the fact that it's lawful for Muslim men to marry their captives, and it's like legal.
I didn't say that. When did I say that they could? Hold on a second.
Huh?
Sorry, I had to do something. But when did I say they couldn't marry him? I said this verse does not indicate they did marry them. This verse just says they could have them. They could have sex with them. Doesn't say they had to marry him.
Can you show me the verse? That's why I wanted to double check.
Yeah, sure. Let me find it real quick. Hold on. Oh my gosh. All right, here you go. Here. Dang. Can't flip my camera. There we go. Here we go. Also forbidden are married women except those female captives in your possession. This is Allah's command to you.
Hold on. Can you show me the whole verse?
It is the whole verse.
This is 4:24, right?
Yep.
Okay, also forbidden are married women except female captives in your possession. This is Allah's commandment to you. Lawful to you are all beyond these, as long as you seek them with your wealth in legal marriage, not in fornication. Give those you have consummated marriage with their due dowries. It is permissible to be mutually gracious regarding the set dowries. Surely Allah is all-knowing, all-wise.
Yep. So it says all beyond the slave women, you got to marry them. You ain't got to marry the slave woman. Just do what you want with them.
No, it says you what's it called? Here, this is Allah's commandment to you. Lawful to you are all beyond these.
Beyond what are
As
the
long as
hold
you
on 1 second. What does the beyond these mean? What is beyond what are the these? So when it says beyond these, it means beyond the things already mentioned. So beyond the slave women, everyone other than the slave women, you got to marry them if you want to have sex with them. Slave women, you ain't got to marry. That's why it says all beyond these. If you had to marry the slave woman, it would take out the all beyond these. It would says they are lawful to you. It would just go straight into the next verse, as long as you seek them in a marriage. But it doesn't. It says all beyond these you must marry. You can have sex with a slave. Muhammad himself. Did you know Muhammad had sex with slaves?
No, yeah, but it's considered marriage because these married women. Hold up.
It's not. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. It's not. Show me where it's considered marriage. Muhammad himself had sex.
Okay, here. 60-10.
Hold on. Muhammad himself had sex with a slave girl, and Hafs and Aisha said the slave girl is Why would Hafs and Aisha think Muhammad could not have sex with his own wife?
Where does it say that?
It's in the hadith. You want to see it?
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
All right. Let me show you this. Muhammad himself had sex with slave girls. That wasn't his wife.
You do realize he had multiple wives, right?
Yeah, but the slave girl wasn't one of them. That's why his wife said, "Don't have sex with the slave girl." Let me show you. Oh my gosh. This took me to some bad stuff. See if I can fix this. There we go. Oh, that was bad. All right. Let me find hadith really quick. Here we go. Found it. Here. All right. So it's Sahih, Sunan al-Nisa, 3959. Says it was narrated from Anas that the Messenger of Allah had a female slave with whom he had intercourse. But Aisha and Hafsa would not leave him alone until she said that she was forbidden for him.
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Sorry. Got a phone call. Would not leave him alone until he said she was forbidden for him. Then Allah, the Mighty Muslimah, revealed, O Prophet, why do you forbid for yourself that which Allah has allowed to you? So right there, Muhammad was having sex with a sex slave. Aisha and Hafsa didn't like it. Yeah, so why would Aisha and Hafsa think that his wife was unlawful to him? Of course not. The reason why they thought it was unlawful was because she was a slave. She wasn't his wife.
So it's lawful because in Islam it's what's it called? Okay, so I guess in a sense they consider them concubines.
Yeah, that's not a wife. A concubine is a sex slave.
Not necessarily. That's not
literally what a concubine is.
That's not what the verse says.
What verse?
No. Nisa, literally, it says as long as you seek with them
It
your
says
wealth
what
in a
what does
legal
what does
marriage.
all beyond these mean? You skipping a part in the verse. When it says beyond these, it means beyond the sex slaves. So if it meant the sex slaves, it wouldn't say all beyond these. It says beyond these seek them in legal marriage. It doesn't say you have to seek the sex slaves in legal marriage. It says all beyond these you seek in a legal marriage. Just read the verse again. That's why it says all beyond these. It's obvious. Just read the verse. That's why it says beyond these.
Okay, can you read it in Arabic?
I sure will.
Like, can you translate it?
Yeah, I read it in Arabic. We'll go line by line. Word by word, rather. Here, let's go back to it really quick. Is it still put up? Yeah, it is. It says, and prohibited are the ones married of the women except whom you possess rightfully, decree of Allah upon you, are lawful to you. What is beyond that you seek with your wealth, desiring to be chaste? So even in there, it says all beyond that in the Arabic.
It says what is beyond.
Yeah, what is beyond that? What does the word beyond mean? When it says beyond, it means other than these things. Beyond these things, you have to do it this way, but according to these things, you don't. That's why it says beyond. If the word beyond wasn't there, you may have a point, but it specifically says beyond, all beyond these.
No, here in Arabic, it just means furthermore, basically.
Exactly. No. Beyond does not mean furthermore.
No,
and even if
it does not exclude these women.
It does exclude them. That's why it says beyond.
It
if it didn't exclude them, then that word wouldn't be there. It would read like this. This is how it would read. It would say, also forbidden to you are married women except female captives in your possession, as long as you seek them with your wealth in legal marriage. It doesn't read that way for a reason. If Allah wanted it to read, also forbidden to you are married women except female captives.
The grammar changes by language, dude.
I'm telling
you in Arabic.
In Arabic that beyond. So hold on, right? I'm gonna let a Muslim up so a Muslim can tell you. Let's see. Do we have a Salafi here that'll be honest with her? No Muslim is gonna tell you that's what that means. Matter of fact, we'll just go to the tafsir on the verse. It should open it up for you pretty evenly. Nowhere in the tafsir Ibn Kathir. Let's keep going. Hold on. So right here, it says, and we dislike having sexual relations with them because they already had husbands. So we asked the prophet about this matter. This ayah was revealed, also forbidden to you are married women except those which your right hand possess. Consequently, we had sexual relations with these women. It didn't say we married these women. They just had sex with them. Nowhere does it say you have to marry them.
These women, okay, if you go to verse 60:10,
yeah,
it mentions, "O believers, when the believing women come to you as immigrants."
Wait, hold on right there. No. Pause. Habibi, stop. My point is you already made a mistake.
I'm not done with the verse.
Habibi, bro. Yeah, what you already read, you already made a mistake. These women who we're talking about in verse 424 are not believing women. So they're going to fall. They're not believing. They're not Muslims. They're not going to fall into the category of believing women at all.
I'm not done with the verse. Listen, dude.
Okay, I'll let you. Sure.
I'm not done, dude.
Cool, go ahead. Finish the verse.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Oh, believers, when the believing women come to you as immigrants, test their intentions. Their faith is best known to Allah. And if you find them to be believers, then do not send them back to their disbelievers' lawful husbands. Their lawful, These women are not lawful wives, quote, wives for the disbelievers, nor are the disbelievers lawful, quote, husbands for them, but repay the disbelievers whatever dowries they had paid. And there is no blame on you. Habibi. There is no blame on you.
Habibi, just listen.
As long as you paid them their dowries.
Habibi, if you're not gonna listen, I'm gonna drop you. Bro. Where in 424 does it say these women are believing women? The verse you just read is only about believing women. The women in 424 are not believing women. They are war captives. They are not believing women. So this verse has nothing to do with verse 424. They're not believing women at all. So you can't bring up a verse. How do you know that? Because
does it say they're disbelieving women?
It specifically
does it say that?
It says it doesn't say they are believing women. That's the point.
Does it say they're not? They say they're not believing women.
It doesn't say.
It just says
okay.
captain.
God bless. God bless. Watch your head, man. You don't. Yeah. You don't want to know the truth, right? So it's no point in keep going back and forth. If you want to know the truth is there for you. It's obvious in your face. But you continue to not want to know the truth. You want to run around and play with the Quran. What I want you to do is go to your imam and give him your explanation. He's going to say you're a kafir. You dirty kafir. You disbeliever. You're adding to the words of Allah. You're doing bid'ah. Abu, how you doing, man?